up, y'all? It's your girl, Brittany.
And it's your girl, Bree.
And this is Listen Sis, your favorite podcast.
What is up
What's
with
up,
y'all today on
How
this
y'all doing?
wonderful, beautiful Monday?
Monday.
I hope that y'all are having a great day.
Yes.
I hope that my teacher friends have enjoyed their spring break last week.
Yes.
Much relaxation, much
rejuvenation. Because you guys deserve it.
Oh, Lord.
Like you guys, y'all work day in, day out. You guys, and you're ultimately like you're the parent when the guardians are not there.
Yep.
So you do so much. We appreciate all the educators out there, every faculty member, whether you're an academic coach, whether you are a principal, AP,
all of it.
Baby, janitor, everybody,
and staff,
everybody. We appreciate LaDonna and everybody.
Partners in education, all of it.
Everybody, we appreciate y'all. There is not enough. I don't think we got enough tongues to say thank you for all the hard work that you guys put in to pour into our children, our youth each and every day. So for that, we appreciate you. I know you guys don't hear it enough, but your hard work does not go unnoticed.
So from one educator to the next, we thank y'all. We thank y'all.
You
and
so
we
much.
just pray that God will continue to lead and guide y'all throughout the remainder of the next school year and the start of the next school term. All right, y'all. So we are going to talk about today is what you need is in the room. Y'all, I'm telling you,
everything.
Me and my sis, we always be talking about what you need is in the room. Like, you know, sometimes you have to make yourself be present in the room. You know, people have conferences, they have webinars and seminars that you would like to attend. And when they have their function, it's like, shoot, I need to be in there. You never know.
You never know what you're going to receive in the room, what you're going to take away from the room. You never know what divine connections that you're going to make when you're in the room.
Right.
And so just taking that leap of faith, just getting yourself inside, even if they're having it virtually, even if you can't be there physically. But if you can be there virtually, get yourself in the room, because your answer
could be
in the room. So do what you can if you're able to get in that room, because I'm telling you, the divine connections, the answers to your prayers. It's like, have y'all ever been, I'm just gonna say, at a conference, like me and my sis, we attended a conference, and it was phenomenal. When I stayed down to the panelists, down to just learning about singleness is not it's not a it's not
sadness.
It's not sadness. Like it's okay. Apostle Paul wasn't married. Jesus wasn't married.
Right.
So I think sometimes people weaponize singleness and making you feel like something got to be wrong with you if you're not married. So that's a whole nother episode.
Right.
But the conference that we attended was Single and Thriving, and this was hosted by One Community Church and also House of Hope in Atlanta, Georgia. As I think the pastor is Pastor Conray in One Community Church in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and then E. Dewey Smith, which is at House of Hope ATL in Atlanta, Georgia. And so, you guys, everything that we needed today was in that room.
It's like the stuff that me and sis talk about on this here podcast, what we talk about in our private conversations that we have, y'all, they were answering everything that we was talking about. And y'all, they gave us like pamphlets, and they gave us the books and everything that you can buy and purchase that actually connects with our alignment and what we're trying to do and how we are processing during this singleness time. So it's like, when we left, first of all, it was the vibes in the room.
The presence that was in that room.
And it wasn't just it's not no regular singles conference. You know how sometimes you go, y'all just go put on your little maxi dresses or whatever, and then you just go and you
you hear words,
information, and you leave. No, this was different. We worshiped.
We worshipped.
We danced.
We danced.
We did a couple of line dances. Y'all know we like do a little 1-2 step.
And we were not in the sanctuary. We were in like their theater. Because I know that could be taken the wrong way. But it was just, y'all, it was good, wholesome fun. Because you gotta have fun throughout the journey of life. And so like we just enjoyed everything about the conference. We took so many nuggets. We got so many gems.
It felt so rejuvenated when we left. It's like you ready to apply the tools that they gave us to your life. Even though you already have your own thing set up, your own way of handling situations. Just like when you hearing them, it's giving you more confirmation. It's like, okay, well, let me go a little bit deeper in what I was doing. Let me look at this in a different perspective, whichever way that fits best for your situation. That's what it was. So, but if we wouldn't have got none of that if we weren't in the room. Y'all, let me tell you how I looked up and how I was blessed enough to find this. So I scroll sometimes on Instagram. And I'm just scrolling. And I like to look at inspirational messages. I like to laugh at it now, but I watch and pay attention to what I'm receiving and what I'm looking at. Because, the eye gate when it sees stuff and what you hear. So I was just scrolling. And I'm guessing with the amount of inspirational posts and all of that type of stuff, I was blessed enough to find it. And I just sent it to sis. I'm like, hey, let's go. And she said, okay, let's go. Because one of our goals this year was to do stuff that we want to do.
Travel, conferences, just doing those things that we enjoy doing. Enjoying, the single season, because there's going to come a season where these are things that you can do with your partner. These are things that you can also do with your spouse. So, but you have to prepare in preparation. You're preparing yourself for your next journey, but you have to be content in your singleness season. Well, if you're in, and you have to get yourself prepared before you go over to cross over to that new journey. So these are things that we're doing for ourselves that you can still do when you're, you're in partnership.
But you gotta be
but you have to be content when you're by yourself, and being content while you're by yourself is important, because you are, I don't know if nobody told you, but you are single until you have somebody else's last name. Okay. Let me say that one more time. You are single until you have made winning covenants before God, and you guys have changed vows. You guys have a symbol of a ring on you guys' finger. That you're single until then.
And the papers to match.
Okay? All right? And so just preparing yourself, preparing your heart, y'all. Your heart posture is so important. We already, this is something we already talked about, but it stressed it even more that your heart posture, it matters so much. And being in covenant with someone, but also your heart posture matter while you're in singleness.
By yourself.
So
how you treat yourself.
How you treat others.
If you say, well, I want to go out to eat. If you know that you want to do that when you get with somebody, go do that for yourself. Go to the movie, take yourself out to eat. Sit in the car, go to the park. Watch a little movie on little Tubi or whatever y'all, Peacock, whatever y'all want. Whatever platform you want to do. So it's like you have to enjoy yourself first before you can talk about enjoying somebody else.
And sit with
yourself with BG first. Sit with yourself with him. First, before you try to sit with somebody else. And of course, he must and needs to be the head and the center of your life, your life and your partnership, relationship, whatever the case may be, not even just relationally, just friendship,
everything.
When you working somewhere, that's what needs to be done. So we need to just make sure that we are enjoying this time by ourselves to fulfill ourselves full. Boost yourself up.
Boost yourself up.
Tell yourself that you're the best thing walking, right? Even if you don't feel like it.
And how you walk into the room like you own the room. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
Like
and that's not like that's like they're not boasting, but your confidence when you look good, you feel good. Don't walk into a place as if you feel like you don't belong. And don't walk into a place and being because you're single that you less than somebody that's married. No. What we also learned today is some people that are married, they I guess they didn't realize some things that they wish they would have found out in their single season. So my goal is that I want to learn everything that I can about myself. I'm learning what Brittany likes, what Brittany don't like, what Brittany needs, how to identify who Brittany truly is. And I cannot be with someone else until I fully figure out who Brittany is. And that's I'm enjoying doing so. I'm enjoying doing that. And so I'm just excited about the journey. I walk in expectancy everywhere. And I mean the divine connections. I mean, it's just like I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's an aura or if it's just your confidence, your energy attracts other people. And we talked about that, like your energy when your light, the lightness in you, people can see that.
But it all goes into the play of how you are being perceived when people see you. Are you having a nasty attitude? Do you look like you don't want to be there?
Yeah. Are you smiling?
Nose up?
Right.
Y'all, when I say we are already goofy and silly anyway. But when we go into different establishments like that, it's like we are truly being our true and authentic self. We smile and we laugh and we talk and we're not trying to be nobody that we not. And that's what draws people to want to continue to talk to us. Yeah, when I tell y'all, people trying to come in and do a little 1-2 step with us because
and we were like, we in the back of the room,
our own time.
Just enjoying our own time, having good, having a good time. I mean, and it's like it's just a light. People attracting.
It felt good.
You're right. And people, like I said, people can sense the energy that you bring. And your energy means so much. So, people, they just sense when you just not in a good space.
Right.
And we're not saying that we don't have those days.
Right.
Everybody has those days where they may be down and out and may not know which way to turn, you're back against the wall, all of that. But it's when you get into the room and you leave the room and it's like, you didn't know how much you needed it until you were in the presence.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so just the entire experience of this Single and Thriving conference, y'all, it was everything.
And I want to say this, piggyback off of when sis was saying, how with the married people, they were in there. We had people that was married that was in the room facilitating.
Right.
But the people like the guests that came, it's like, and I know this is one thing that I want to do for myself. And I'm sure sis gonna agree with me. Even when we do get married, we're gonna still
do these things
and go to singles conference because maybe we missed something that we didn't,
that we didn't learn.
So we're going back and we're hearing different people's different perspectives. You can learn something and add it to your relationship and help keep things spicy because y'all know we ain't supposed. This is for a different episode, but you ain't supposed to stop dating while you're with your person. You keep dating, keep it spicy, keep it adventurous, spontaneous,
all of the things.
So I would love to keep doing that, and then being able to talk and have a conversation. Be like, okay, well, we was doing it this way.
Right.
So what's your perspective? How did you take this? Let's switch and add it to this so that we won't get. That's how relationships get bored. That's how people start losing interest, and then y'all want to go on out there and start finding for somebody else. Anyway,
that's a whole.
It's in the room.
It's a whole nother episode.
Go be in the room.
Get in the room because the tools that you need, the answers that you need, the resources that you need, they are in the room. And if you can't get in there, I'm sure that they have different things online. Replays, those type of things. You can go to, search their YouTube channels. Again, that was One Community Church. One Community Church is in Dallas, Texas. And I know the pastor is Conray. I think I'm saying his last name right.
So.
And then one House of Hope. House of Hope ATL is Dr. D. Uwe. Am I saying it right? Dr. E. Dewey Smith. I'm so sorry. Jacking the man name up. But I'm sure that they have platforms on YouTube.
Conway.
Pastor Conway. And y'all, Pastor Conway. Today was our first day listening to this man. We
already talked about we need to go find him on YouTube.
When I tell you, he was just, I mean, it was like, he was such a straight shooter. He wasn't holding back. He didn't care.
It was the fact, y'all.
It was,
he said,
listen.
He asked, the people was asking questions. He said, you sure you ready for this?
He said, you don't want to hear what I got to say.
You don't want to hear what I got to say.
But
it was the fact that he was really being raw. And that's what we are attracted to. We are attracted to real and rawness.
Authenticity.
That's what we stand on our platform here. Well, this is and being your true and authentic self. So, y'all, I promise y'all, it was definitely worth the time. And we was there from 8 this morning to 2 o'clock.
And when I tell y'all
the breakout sessions,
the breakout sessions, I mean, they had all kinds of breakout sessions. Let me see. Hold on. So we have in the breakout sessions, you guys. So one of the breakout sessions they have a life off the edge, God's peace for anxious souls. Another one is ambition or assignment, walking out your God idea. Listen, they got this one. Help, I'm horny. A journey to celibacy. My God. Healing parental wounds. Friends gonna be wild when relationships crosses the line. And how to know for sure you are ready for marriage. And so
those are just a few.
That's just a few. And I mean, they had like I said, we had Q&As, we had breakout sessions. We done. They gave us the snacks.
We had guests. That panelists that we didn't even know that was coming, y'all. No. So, and these are the same people that we watch on YouTube. These are the same people that we was just watching. And when they came in, we was like, wait a minute. We didn't know that they was about to be here. So, y'all, that's why
you have to get in the room because God, I feel like God does. He orchestrates things, and these could be dreams that you have had. These could be visions that God has already showed you. And it's like those deja vu moments. And it's like, okay, Lord, I know you told me this. I know you gave me dreams of this. I know you give me vision about this. But it's like when you see it coming to fruition and he's putting those people around you that are where you want to be in life, like on, even the spiritual journey, also in them just their platforms growing, them just just being authentic and hearing their story, it just makes you want to be in a room. And y'all, they were definitely there. And so it's like me and my sister was like, if we in a room with these people, I'm like, we don't know what Big G is preparing for us. And no, we don't dream small.
We dream big.
And this ain't we serve a big God.
But this not the first time that we have had this experience. So we have been having this experience for a little bit of time.
Yeah,
now.
I think even before we started the podcast, I think that we had started to that we, or maybe at the first beginning of the podcast, that we started to just kind of get ourselves in the room. And sometimes you have to stretch your mind. Like you have to stretch your mindset, because the battlefield is where it's in our mind, y'all.
Easter 2022.
Yes.
It was Easter 2022.
Well, it was at Change Church. There's Change Churches in Atlanta as well. And so it's just from there, it's just the divine connections that God has just been putting in the room for us. And this,
it's just been going.
It's just been going.
We are so excited.
We getting into some more rooms too.
More rooms, y'all.
And so we excited about those rooms that we're in.
Just excited, and we ready. We excited to see what Big G is about to take us. So I'm pretty sure that Big G is about to get. He about to take out to some place too. So just don't be scared. Don't feel like, oh, if I go, people gonna be looking at me. Bump the people.
Baby, change your
show up. Just all you gotta do is just click buy. Confirm. Put that card in.
If you have the means,
if you got it,
because we know what times we're living in. But if you can, try to get involved.
Even the free stuff. Check out your city, your area, and
Eventbrite.
Places that's close around y'all. You can look on Eventbrite. You know, just like me, if you was listening up to scroll on Instagram and just see this, because I didn't know nothing about it until I saw it that day, and my sis did it to me. But y'all, I promise y'all, if he's doing it for us, he's going to do it for you.
But you got to get yourself in the room. Y'all, expand your mindset.
And horizon.
You have to do that. Change your perspective. You have this, and I don't know if this somebody else quote, but this something I live by. In order for you to see different results, you got to do something different that you never done before. So you have to do something different. If you keep seeing the same results, you got to do something different.
Right.
So we just been having a good time, going to these conferences, and we met some more. We was in the room with some more people yesterday. And when I tell you a time was had, I mean, and it's just good to see, these people that we see on TV and YouTube, they just so authentic, so and it's people may perceive them in different ways, but don't judge until you get to know. Nobody's above reproach, so don't judge anyone without getting to know them, right? Because there's some good in everybody. And so you just have to give people a chance. Not everybody is on the same path walk.
Right.
And that's something else we learned today, that you never know a person's story until they truly tell it. You don't know what walks of life that people come from. And so you cannot expect for people to be where you are, because their story ain't your story.
Right.
So until you get to know their story, until you get to know, you have to be bold and courageous to really, truly tell your story. We learned about some people that were adopted today that we didn't know anything about.
Right.
And they are famous, well-known people. And so, it's just things like that it's like, oh man, I would have never known.
Right.
But you just get to know a person's story before you you just don't judge.
So don't look at all of the people, the dolled upness and the well put togetherness, because you don't know.
Oh, sorry. Thought about what that man said in that what's nice. That man said them all dolled up, and he said them some of the ugliest people. And what he was saying was, you dolled all up on the outside, you look good, you smell good, you got all these muscles, you got that, you got them 6-pack, 8-pack, but your inside
toe up,
your heart, your heart is all. It's not in the right place. Your posture is all off.
It's your character.
Yes,
it's the character.
You got to check, baby, and you got to check the character. You got to check that, because now if you don't work on that in your single season, baby, let me tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna expose itself later when you get in that marriage.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like, work on
and I know this is another topic.
It is,
but when you get with whomever that you're supposed to be with, your partnership, with y'all get together with them, y'all, you're going to be exposing each other. Like, it's some things that that person may do that you don't like, you don't like, whatever, and it's going to present itself. Okay, so then what you going to do when it presents itself? You're going to get mad. You're going to run. Right. You're going to walk away. You're going to say, I quit.
Or are you guys going to work together
and take on initiative
to fix it and work on it and pray on it and get to the root of the problem? Just problems are gonna happen.
No matter
what it is. If you single, you're gonna have problems. If you married, you're gonna have problems. If you divorced, you're gonna have problems. You're gonna have problems. I don't care what.
Being married don't stop anything. Being in a marriage is not finna make it all peaches and cream. Being in a marriage is not. That's not the end all be all.
what it takes is, and I've never been married before. Do I desire marriage? Of course I do. And because I know I'm a wife, okay? So I walk like a wife. Okay?
Come on.
I talk like I'm a wife.
Come on.
And he tells me that I am his own, okay? So you got to not only, I don't think that, but I know that. And I know that because my father tells me I am his bride first.
Ooh, come on.
And if my daddy tell me what I am,
then that's what I am.
That's what I am. Just like if your father tells his son that you his son, baby, you got to walk like you is his son. And you got to be treated, and you got to have that. You got to have that crown of majesty, and you got to walk in that authority that God has given you. You own that.
Own it.
Don't let nobody tell you what you not.
Can't nobody take that from you unless you let them come and take it from you. That's what the devil wants us to do. The devil wants us to believe the negativity and the naysayers. He wants you to believe that, oh, I'm not worthy. I'm not strong enough. I don't deserve to be male. I don't deserve to have a good woman. I don't deserve to have a good man. Yes, you do.
You deserve to have.
You deserve to have everything that BG says that you have. So that's why sometimes we're so reluctant to receiving the goodness and the blessings that he has, because we got it in our head of what we are not capable of doing. Who said that?
You said it.
That's not what Big G said. That's what you said.
That's what you told yourself.
You told yourself that you're not good enough. You can't look at your past experiences or your failed situationships and your failed relationship. You can't look at that if you're trying to go forward. So you have to speak positively to yourself. You have to believe it
before you even see it.
Before you see it. So how in the world is it that you gonna get? Oh Lord, I'm rumbling the bumming now. But how in the world you gonna get with somebody and that person expects you to uplift them sometimes, whatever. But you wouldn't even know what to tell them because you don't beat yourself.
You don't do it to yourself. So how can you want to receive from someone else when you're not giving yourself? You're not even loving on yourself. You're not giving yourself the words of affirmation. You're not taking care of yourself. So how you gonna help take care of somebody else?
That's a whole other human being.
That's somebody else. How are you gonna be able to, help someone store their finances if you ain't storing yours? How are you gonna be able to, just care about someone else if you're not properly caring for yourself? Exactly. So everything that you want from somebody else, you have to give to yourself first. Pour into yourself first. And when you pour all that into yourself, when you serve yourself,
fill your cup up first.
Fill that up. So when you can serve yourself, when you can serve others, when you can do all that, you have no issue with serving nobody else.
Once you are filling yourself up, once you pour into other people, those people can pour back into you. Therefore, your cup won't be empty.
It won't.
Therefore, you won't be dry. Therefore, you won't be thirsty.
You're gonna be running over.
Because you'll be running over. Because if you filling up and pouring, they pouring back into you, you're gonna forever have an overflow. Forever.
And also that you have to remember the person that you may be with, friendships, relationships, partnerships, marriage, dating. Let me say dating, and because marriage, partnerships, whatever. Dating with a purpose, all that. That person that you met is not going to be that same person the next year, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. Not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be.
So if you holding on, they're not supposed. First of all, because y'all supposed to be growing.
You're supposed to be growing,
continuously growing.
Separately and together. And you have to make sure that you are in that you're aligning, so that you guys are, you're valuing each other, you're pointing to each other, like we just said, but you're in alignment and you're on the right path to go and move forward.
And if you're gonna be stuck on what that person is
and what they did
and what they're presenting, like the appearance right now. And what they're presenting to you right now, you finna be tricked, and you might not even want to consider even entertaining nobody because if you're stuck on somebody being the same, I'm not the person who I was last year. My sis ain't the person who was last year.
Baby, I ain't the same person I was last month.
Last month,
I was
with a T, no, not the H.
And you know why? It's because we are doing necessary work, whether that is therapy, whether that is, finding these, self-help books that can help us on things that we may be dealing with, depression, trauma, whatever. But we are putting ourselves in the room so that we can get those tools and resources that we need so that we are able to thrive.
Right.
And if we can get it, y'all, we are the helpmate. God made us the helpmate for a reason. So make sure that you are serving. Make sure you are, in your purpose while you are in your single season.
Right.
Because it's not it, and you have to serve.
Serve.
You cannot, and I'm like I said, I've never been married before, but I do know, and what I also learned today is that you're not ready for marriage unless you're ready to serve somebody else. If you're not willing to serve,
or fully commit,
you're not able to fully commit, if you are not ready to do the work, if you're not doing that work on yourself, if you selfish and you ain't working on that, because you may not be ready, and that is okay. But do the work that you need to do in your single season before and continue it. It doesn't stop when you meet your partner. It does not stop then, but you continue, y'all grow and elevate together. And y'all, listen, I want a thriving relationship. I want my relationship with God. Most importantly, is God-centered, and it's there is a thriving relationship, and I go to Him when I cannot go to nobody else.
And my partner needs to go to Him.
And my partner also, right? And he needs to know that who he is, right? And it's, again, if you do not know, it is okay, right? These are things that you grow and you learn who you are in Christ,
and
right?
whose you are,
when you know whose you are and who you belong to. Listen,
everything else
it will fall in place. I promise you. But get yourself in the room, in those rooms where, if it's something that that you are eager to learn, you want to learn more about, how to thrive, in every aspect of your life, because there was different things that were talked about.
Right.
It wasn't just based off just being single, relationship, marriage.
They talked about a whole slew of stuff.
A whole slew of things. They talked about you working in a workplace, and just sometimes you can be so overconsumed with that you're so busy wanting to climb the ladder that you ain't got time for nothing else.
Nobody else or nothing else.
So you have to have balance between all of it. And you have to know where to put things in their respective places. So get yourself in the room, whatever room that is that you are eager to do, and always be willing to grow and learn and evolve, y'all. Because what you go through, what you're learning, what you are retaining is going to help you to help somebody else.
Yep.
Because none of us have arrived. Ain't none of us got it all together. We may think that we may look like we got it all together, but we are not perfect. But we strive every day
to be
more like Christ, and to just walk in our true and authentic self. Because if you can't be authentic to yourself, because God already know who you are anyway. But if you cannot be your authentic self with yourself and also with other people, then that you're in a bad place. And we're praying and we hope that you find that place that you need to be in, Big G, so that you can just, you can thrive, y'all. Thrive in all areas. And it's a daily journey, y'all.
So we just wanted to come on here and to let y'all know about our experience and to let you know that you need to be in the room. Go get your bag packed. Go ahead and find that
flight,
seminar, whatever that you need to get in the room, because that getting in the room will be that very thing that you need to push you on to the next step. But y'all, we thank y'all for staying locked in with us. hope that you would just, take this episode and share it to somebody else. But before we leave, we're going to say our affirmations and let you on your Monday.
Yes.
So I am loved.
I am loved.
I am worthy.
I am worthy.
I am more than enough.
I am more than enough.
I have God in my life.
I have God in my life.
I am obedient.
I am obedient.
I'm the head and not the tail.
I'm the head and not the tail.
Above and never beneath.
Above and never beneath.
And I will always be.
And I will always be.
My true and authentic self.
My true and authentic self, y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all continue to stay locked in with us. Get yourself in the room so you can be the best version that you can be for yourself, and also that for what God wants you to be. He wants us to be our best self, and everyone around you deserves the best version of you, and you deserve it more than anything, y'all. We love y'all so much, and we will see y'all on the next episode of Listen to Your Favorite Podcast. Bye.